Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Realm of Ori. In this video, we will continue with Volume 15, Chapter 1, Time of Despair, Part 4. And before we start, this video contains spoilers from the Tensura Light Novel. And by the way guys, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon to get notifications for upcoming videos. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Ha 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 ha, I am Gabil, the Dragon King. Let's fight it out. Seeing the enemy, Gabil left his men behind and launched the assault himself. As a commander, this act was very inappropriate, but again tactically it's hard to say he was wrong. To say why, it is because the enemy is so powerful that it stands out. The spectacle-wearing monoman, who was not prominent in the enemy group, Gabil shouted directly without confusion. It's you, the man over there, come out and be my rival. It's a pain in the ass. I've never been able to play an ordinary intelligence agent who's been targeted by someone who can see through his strength. The elegant man said as he removed his glasses. In an instant, the feeling the man gave off changed. In that case, there's nothing you can do, so let me be your opponent. Until then, please leave this place. The usual cowering look disappeared completely, and he gave orders to his companions around him. But that didn't work with the confused companions. Oi oi Malcolm, aren't you unfit to fight? Yeah, we're weaker than we are, so don't try to be strong. Ah, it's really a very comfortable workplace. I'm a single-digit eighth, so you should understand what that means, right? Seeing that the atmosphere of his peers had changed, everyone understood that Malcolm was just pretending to be a good old intelligence agent and that he had the authority to give orders to himself, which was what the words just said meant. Understood. Good luck. Leaving these words behind, Malcolm's companions scattered. Your name is Gabil, look what you've done. If you take away my job, you'll have to pay for it with your life. Ha 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 ha, single digits, is what Lord Rimuru said about dangerous people, and I'm lucky to have such a prey. Pulling away from Gabil, Malcolm shifted into the mold of Kondou. With the unique skill of the disguiser, and the power of substitution, granted by the Emperor's loan, Malcolm now has the strength of a man close to Kondou. Oh, that's weird, is that what you're supposed to look like? Mimicking Kondou's stance, Malcolm replied to Gabil. No, this pose is the imitation form of the strongest man I believe in most. Although the four horsemen are strong, they are not as strong as Lieutenant Kondou. Now, Malcolm glanced at the battlefield next to him and continued. Even His Majesty Gabil, who has a reputation as a hero, is at his wit's end. It seems so. From the moment Lieutenant Kondou struck, our victory was established. That's why you don't want to show off your own moves on purpose, and you don't know where they'll leak out. Don't you want to hide your power too? Malcolm asked the question lightly, turning the gun in his hand into a saber. The legendary equipment loaned to Malcolm can now change form at will according to Malcolm's will. Malcolm, who had picked up the saber in Kondou's likeness, looked majestic and solemn in that stance. Gabil still held the magical weapon that could be described as the treasure of the lizardman race, the water vortex spear. Although Gabil didn't think Malcolm's weapons could break through his own defenses, he should not be careless and watch his opponent's movements carefully. I'm ready. Well, come on. Plum Blossom, Wawatu, Whirlpool Water Strike. In terms of strength, the two sides are similar and perhaps Gabil is slightly stronger. However, in terms of technique, Malcolm is far stronger than Gabil. In fact, Malcolm can't even imitate most of Lieutenant Kondou's strength, and he can't reproduce his ultimate power, the King of Execution. Malcolm itself is comparable in strength to Gabil, and Gabil is undoubtedly stronger from a defensive standpoint. Well, I can't make fun of Major General Faraga. You're Gabil, the Dragon King. You can't be mistaken for Veldora. Malcolm looked at Gabil who had fallen to the ground. Gabil's fate seems to be coming to an end at this moment, brother. As if to protect Gabil, several silhouettes blocked in front of Malcolm. It was Soka who rushed over. And Gabil's minions. Lord Gabil? Don't die, Gabil. Exactly. Lord Gabil is not a man who would die in a place like this. Although they understood that they couldn't win against Malcolm, they stood firm. It was this courage that saved Gabil's life. However, the attack used by the Malcolm, who imitated Kondou, would damage the enemy's interior with the condensed fighting chi, and the recovery pill would become ineffective as a result, so Soka and the others had to be prepared to die in order to be aware of it. Another one of Gabil's men has fallen. Then it was Soka's turn for her men, Nansu, to fall, and although the gap in combat skills was not large, the difference in basic strength was too great. Coupled with the fact that Malcolm's weapons were legendary, one after another fell in the face of this inexorable battle power gap. That's enough. Run. Soka, this is an order, get everyone out of here now. I refuse, brother. I am under Lord Sue's command and have no obligation to obey my brother's orders. Say what? Say it again. If we escape here, there's a real chance that someone will die. You're going to die, aren't you? What are you talking about? It's the commander's job to sacrifice as little as possible. Isn't it your job to abandon those of us who have already been defeated and increase the number of survivors as much as possible? Then I'm right in my fight. Our fellow soldiers don't have the kind of weaklings who get killed by seconds with a single blow, which is why they buy time like this. Even as their companions were falling, they continued to fight, relying on numbers to harass Malcolm. Beware of casualties. Look for winning opportunities in this way. What a stupid thing to do. The assurance that help will come is simply. The subordinates led by Rimuru had now gone to the imperial capital and they could not expect support at all, and even if the sleeping subordinates woke up, they could not have rushed over for support by that coincidence. The trio of dependent demonesses, now in the midst of a battle with the formidable foe Velgrand, were the ones in need of reinforcements, unable to seek their assistance. Gabil understood all of this, and that's why he thought that the current situation could only lead to a retreat. It's you, Gabil. It's you we're waiting for. Yes, Lord Gabil, that's a little bit of a wound. Get up. Exactly. Buy time and wait for Lord Gabil's resurrection. There's no other way for the whole crew to be saved except that. Only oneself, giving up the victory. Okay, you, try to hold on until I get up. Oops, still so messed up. Let me help you with this. It's my lady's order not to let the important toy, Lord Gabil, die, so I will come to the rescue. Ultima's men, Veyron and Zonda, had arrived at an unknown time. The butler of the wind, Veyron, came to Soka's side, and then set up his sword towards Malcolm. If I am to be this man's opponent, I will ask His Excellency Soka to assist me. The other wounded will need your protection. Understood. So, go. Hearing Soka's response, Veyron began to act. The marquis-level demon male Veyron, whose amount of magical element was probably less than a quarter of Malcolm's, whose fighting skills were stronger than Veyron's, had managed to force Malcolm to hurry even if he couldn't win. Geez, what a pain in the ass. One after the other before being killed off completely. Of course, it is our mission to grasp the power of the enemy. Oops, I didn't think it would be so irritating to be imitated in a field I'm good at. Get rid of you guys fast, and get that troublemaker. Something's broken. While dealing with Veyron, Malcolm unleashed his killing intent on Gabil. This moment of breakthrough, Soka did not let up, deliberately shouting out her voice to draw the other party's attention, as a way to confuse Malcolm. The next moment, Malcolm just continued to ignore the pale light and flicked away Veyron's sword. Let's get this over with. So, can you do it? Sir Veyron, he's a hard isn't he? Yeah, I'll just finish my work in no hurry. Veyron and Soka team up, even at a disadvantage, to fight against Malcolm. In the meantime, Zonda was not idle either. That's a really troublesome move. Demon Chi. No, humans are supposed to use fighting Chi. In order to continuously emit the wavelengths of scrambled mana, the energy was left inside the enemy. What a horrible move. If it's a move like this, it might work on us spiritual beings too. This is the ultimate meaning of the Mizushin life stream, the Chi fighting method, which is why it is called the Sword of Exorcism. It is this reason that the recovery potions that heal on a mana-based basis cannot heal this damage. Still, Zonda had a way to heal. A diagnosis like this is being given to Gabil. This diagnosis is correct. Deftly manipulating the demon element, adjusting the messy breath and neutralizing the fighting breath that Malcolm had fought in, allowing Gabil's body to resume normal breath flow. And Gabil wasn't just quietly waiting to recover. A strong desire for greater healing power. His desire to do so was stimulating Gabil to discover new powers. But the plan couldn't keep up with the changes, and Malcolm lifted the frame. Oops, time's up. I've received the order to return, so let's save the victory for later. After saying this, Malcolm left directly by transfer, regardless of the situation.